Have you ever really stopped to think about why a mayfly lives for just a day, but some tortoises can outlive us by a century? It's one of those huge fundamental mysteries of nature. But what if I told you there's a hidden clock, a genetic clock ticking away inside every single one of us, pretty much dictating our natural lifespan? Well, today we're diving into a really groundbreaking discovery that actually found this clock. Let's get right into it.
I want to start with just a number, 38. 38 years. Just let that hang in the air for a second. What do you think that could possibly mean? It's not, the average age someone buys a house or anything like that. No, it's something way, way more fundamental to who we are as a species. That's right. Get this. According to some incredible genetic research, 38 years is the natural, biologically programmed lifespan for us, for humans. So yeah, if you're over 38, hey, congratulations. You are officially living on bonus time, all thanks to modern medicine and the way we live now. But that just begs the question, right? How on earth could scientists figure out a number like that? Well, the answer comes from this absolutely brilliant discovery made by researchers down in Australia. They figured out a way to read what they call a genetic clock that's been hiding in plain sight in our DNA this whole time. And no, this isn't science fiction. This is a seriously powerful new tool for understanding the blueprint of life itself. Okay, so the key idea here is something called DNA methylation. Let's break that down because it sounds complicated, but it's not. Think of your DNA like a giant instruction manual for your body. Now, over your lifetime, these tiny little chemical marks, they're called methyl groups, get stuck onto the pages. And these little marks, they build up at a really predictable rate. So they're basically acting like a ticking biological clock. It's kind of like nature's secret stopwatch. So how did they turn this from a cool idea into a tool that can actually predict things? Well, it was this really clever four-step process. First, they zeroed in on 42 very specific genes, where this marking process happens like perfect clockwork. Second, they looked at how dense those chemical marks were. Third, they just fed all that information into a computer and built a model that could find the link between the marks and lifespan. And boom, the result was this powerful formula that can predict the natural lifespan of any vertebrate. Doesn't matter if it's alive today or has been extinct for thousands of years.
And this is where it gets really, really fascinating. Because now, with this genetic clock, we can literally look back in time. We can calculate the lifespans of creatures that haven't walked the earth for millennia. So let's see what this clock tells us about some of the ancient giants of our world.
And what's really incredible is just how consistent our own genetic clock is. When the researchers ran the numbers on the DNA of our closest extinct relatives, the Neanderthals and the Denisovans, what do they find? A natural lifespan of 37.8 years. I mean, that is almost identical to our 38. It seems like a short and tough life was a bit of a family trait back then.
So what about the true giants of the Ice Age, the woolly mammoths? You might imagine these ancient, majestic beasts living for, hundreds of years. But the genetic clock tells a totally different story. Their natural lifespan was about 60 years. And what's really amazing is that's almost exactly the same as their modern-day cousin, the African elephant. So it looks like a 60-year run was just the standard for these incredible animals.
Okay, so let's just do a quick recap. We've got humans and Neanderthals clocking in at around 38 years, the mighty woolly mammoth at 60, and then you have these famously long-lived creatures like the Pinta Island tortoise, with the genetic programming to hit 120 years. But here's the kicker. None of these guys is the real longevity champion. Not even close.
Now it's time to meet the absolute record holder, the undisputed heavyweight champion of living a long, long life among all vertebrates. 268 years. Just let that number sink in. That is the maximum natural lifespan of the bowhead whale. We've known for a long time that they live for ages, but this genetic clock has finally given us that jaw-dropping actual number.
To try and put that into perspective, just think about this. A whale that's swimming out in the ocean right now could have been born when Napoleon Bonaparte was still alive. It could have witnessed the entire Industrial Revolution, both world wars, the invention of the car, the plane, and the dawn of the internet age, all from just beneath the waves. That is an almost unimaginable stretch of time.
But look, this is more than just mind-blowing trivia to share with your friends. This discovery has some really profound, real-world uses that can help us manage our planet better, and maybe even our own bodies.
So in wildlife conservation, for example, knowing a species' natural lifespan is absolutely crucial for protecting endangered animals and setting the right goals.
For the fishing industry, this helps them accurately figure out the age of fish, which is a game changer for preventing overfishing and making sure those resources are around for a long time. But maybe the most exciting part, for us, is that by studying the genes of animals like that 268-year-old whale, by figuring out what makes them so resistant to the diseases of old age, we might just unlock some secrets to slowing down our own biological clock, and maybe stretching out our bonus time even longer.
So really, the big takeaway here is this. Every single year we live past the age of 38 is a victory. It's a huge testament to modern medicine, to sanitation, to science, to everything we've learned. It's a total triumph of our lifestyle over our natural genetic code.
And all of this leaves us with one last, really fascinating question to think about. What would our world, our whole civilization look like if we were still bound by that original 38-year clock? Could we have ever built the world we have today? It's a thought that really completely reframes the entire human story, doesn't it? Thanks for watching.